Daemon here of the channel Brot-Dae. And today I thought it would be nice to actually explain, not in detail, but like a little bit, explain all of my currently running and future projects. That's what we will be doing today. First up, I thought that you all on the YouTube channel would be most familiar with Glamorai, the Five Nights at Freddy's AU. So I guess we're starting this list off with the fandom stories of mine. Yeah, let's go. Let's start with Glamorai. It is a Five Nights at Freddy's AU or alternative universe. I'm sorry for any weird wording. English is not my first language, if you couldn't tell. So the story of Glamorai follows the canon FNAF storyline pretty well up until Five Nights at Freddy's 4, where there is some change in that I am not using the fucking um, hallucinogenic gas. Absolutely not. Scott, what the fuck were you thinking? I'm not using ha what? Halogenic gas. The nightmares are actually like real. They are real entities that haunt Michael. They were created by Nightmare Fredbear, who is um, possessed by Cassidy, who is the crying child. The crying child slash Evan slash Dave and Cassidy are one and the same in this universe. They are, I guess, one person. The crying child's name was Cassidy from birth, but when they were in the womb, they had a twin whose name would be um, Dave or Evan. I don't remember what I named them, but either way, they merged with their twin, and now they are Cassidy. Are they a girl or are they a boy? They kind of are in between, actually, but it doesn't matter because they're dead. So Cassidy Afton, being the vengeful spirit, they created the nightmares as um, kind of biological beings that actually hunt Michael's nightmares, putting him in the role of a child and hunting him down, like in FNAF 4, in the actual game. And no, that is not Michael's room. It is not accurate. Uh, in this AU, Michael's room was the pink one, the one with mango on the ground and with the flower painting. That was Michael's room because I guess he liked that aesthetic and he always was a little bit fruity, if you know fruity. You know what I mean. he 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 does the hand gesture, if you get what I mean. You don't? I mean, he's gay. Most major changes come after Syslock. Um, Sister location goes pretty much like canon. Mike gets scooped, and Nerd with all of the animatronics inside of him escape. Uh, Elizabeth as baby and the rest separate. Uh, Bada bing, bada boom. There is Pizzeria Simulator, also the same mostly, but the romance between Elizabeth and Charlie begins to bloom here because uh, I am nothing if not a shipper, unfortunately. Uh, don't worry though. by the time they even start thinking about dating, the Elizabeth and Charlie are already 15, 16 by this point, by being a scrap baby and lefty, you know. So yeah, the only the this AU is kind of my way of just getting to ship animatronics. It's for my inner child because they really they thrived in the shipping community back in like 2015. I this is stupid, but it's kind of important to me. Like I love shipping, unfortunately, and my inner child is so happy whenever I draw ship art. So uh, expect that, I guess. Uh, Modern day, when everyone is already a glamrock. Yeah, if you didn't know, in the glamorai, every type of animatronics, the withered, the toys, the phantoms, the nightmares, etc., etc., everyone is a glamrock. By the end, by the year 2020 something, 2025, 2029, etc. Like, yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head when security breach takes place. But by that game's year, there is not one Pizzaplex. There is multiple, and each holds their respective games, um, animatronics in Glamrock form. So by that time, everyone is an adult, so I get free Reynolds shipping. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just like this. I need to ship, otherwise I die inside. Ah, anyway. Oh yeah, one more big change I did to Glamorai other than all of what I just said. Um, the how do I say it? The illusion discs. The illusion discs were with the animatronics from basically the beginning, and basically from FNAF 2 onward, everyone had a human form, thanks to the illusion discs. So yeah, that's one change. Anyway, let's look at another story next because it's already 8 minutes in, and I've just been talking about the Lamurai this entire time. Jesus Christ. Um, yeah. Let's look at the other Five Nights at Freddy's AU next.
I'm going to muck fucking lose it. I've recorded this like 3 times now, and the audio keeps getting corrupted. I am going to lose it! Anyway, the next AU we'll be looking at is named Energy. ENN for Ennard and GGY for Gregory. Energy would be if you wanted to say it correctly, but I will just stick to the name Energy. That is the name of the FNAF AU where Charlie and Elizabeth live. Like, don't die and don't possess animatronics. Simple, right? I'm only 2 drawings into Energy, so there isn't much art to show, but yeah. Liz and Charlie are girlfriends and they love each other, and they live. In this AU, there is no circus baby animatronic, but there is Clown Prince Ennard animatronic possessed by Michael. Yeah. Basically, Liz takes Mike's role in the FNAF universe. And Charlie takes Vanessa because Vanessa doesn't exist in this AU. So Charlie is possessed by the glitch trap virus, and she and Liz and Sammy, Charlie's brother is Sammy from the books, build their own animatronics And instead of the Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, they built an ice cream parlor, uh, which is named Fazbear's Ice Cream Parlor, and used that to trap the spirits that need to be trapped and burned. And everybody is trapped and everybody is burned. It took only 4 years of the parlor being open and serving ice cream and cake and frozen yogurt and smoothies and all of that. Um, but they are finally burned. But who else persists but Michael Ennard, the Clown Prince himself? And that's where the story is right now. There isn't much to it, as I said, because I'm only 2 drawings in. But yeah, it's mainly so I can ship, uh, and Charlie and Liz will definitely be getting married and having children and all that. And yeah, one other thing is, Liz does not get purpled. She gets scooped, but not enough organs get scooped out that she dies. She does not die because that's the core part of the AU. Like, Liz and Charlie don't die. That's the thing. That's the premise of the AU. So she does not die from the scooping. And and all of the others have to get creative and get other bodies to escape the underground. But yeah, that's mostly it. Energy isn't well thought out right now because yeah, I have only 2 drawings of it. Like, yeah, okay, no, that's all. Let's do the last AU story next, and that is the Brot House. The Brot House has been under construction and basically being redone, rewritten, redesigned, and all that. So, what's up with the new Brot House? Well, it's called that because it does not have Hooty as the house demon. It has Broody, the bread demon, who is not birdworm, but he is bear bread worm. It sounds stupid, but that's the thing. I like stupid things because if something is stupid, then you can make it more gut punching. When it gets sad, you know. Anyway, in this new AU, what brain fart. Ida isn't the owl lady, the lady of the Brot House, the replacement for the owl house. Ida isn't the Brot House lady. Lilith is. Yeah, she is. She has the curse. She has the charisma. I don't know what to tell you. She got crazy curly hair, bitch. And Luz, that's the thing also. Luz is a Grim Walker of Philip Whitbane. Yeah, she is the sister of Hunter, like actual sister. And she was placed in the human realm in the Notseda family's home to grow up as a human. But Hunter does possess some ability to trespass into the human realm to give her letters and messages from their father Belos, and that's the that's the core of the story, you know. And then she stumbles into the demon realm, meets the Raven lady Lilith, and that's basically the story starts there. But I have not thought past it like at all. Yeah, it's under construction. It doesn't have a lot of art yet, so let's move on. Let's do the original projects next, because I'm I have some bangers you might want to hear about if you know what I mean. First one we'll be looking at today is Lemon's Bestiary, the currently running comic project. I will be publishing the comic when it is done, and it contains the main character is actually Lemon, the oldest character I have like designed in 2014, I think. Like Lemon has gone through a lot of changes and not only to their looks but their identity, their family, etc., their problems. And now they have a whole new story for them, just for them. And I love that. I love Lemon. They are a freshly 18-year-old who goes across the ocean to live with their grandma and sister in the fictional German town named Sternlichtrege. They want to create the world's first bestiary, describing and categorizing the different beasts that live in this world. And they have to learn that you cannot just walk up to a person and start documenting their dog. You have to ask first. Like, they are very much a nerd and an otaku, I guess is the word, and they are very fucking tongue, very sheltered and very not street smart, and they lack some street smarts and they have to learn it the hard way. But in the end, they are a nice person and also a nerd because I love nerds. Uh, the comic is currently running. I'm only on page 8. Yes, 8. I'm drawing page 8 as we speak. But Lemon's Bestiary will be a full, like, printed book that God, I want so bad to release it worldwide, but if I can't, I just want to release it in America and in Poland because I'm Polish. So that my family and other people that expressed their interest in the book can read it. That is yeah. That's what all I can say for now. I can also say that many of the characters we will meet in Lemon's Bestiary will be either like on the spectrum, on the autistic spectrum, or have some kind of disorder or some kind of identity that isn't considered the norm in our world. Like the first character we meet, like important character, we haven't gotten to her introduction yet, but she is Ash. Her name is Asher Marsh, and she is a trans woman, a disabled athlete, and a Latina, and a lesbian on top of that. Um, like Lemon also doesn't have a hand, so they are also disabled. They are very much non-binary. Their sister Andy is a lesbian, and like there is two characters who are intersex: Lemon's dad, Felix, and Lily Jean, who will be appearing a bit later. And there there's a lot of identities and disorders and stuff like that, because if I am going to write a story, I want to be diverse. I want to represent people because I never saw myself and my identities and struggles represented in people, so I want that for my story, you know? And yeah, the story goes that Lemon arrives at Sternlicht. They live in there for a while. They get a job. They fall in love with their boss, like job giver, and there is also a secret they uncover, a secret of corruption in Sternlicht that they will try their hardest to fix. And in the process, they will kind of redeem one of the antagonists. One of the antagonists is getting redeemed. That's one big point. Kinley, if you're listening, you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, that's my knuckles. Um, I don't think I can say much more without spoiling major things in the story. So let's look at the story I will be working after I finish the first book of Lemon's Bestiary, which is this story does not have any art to go with it because it's very new and maybe it's not that new, but it does not have any art yet, but I love thinking about it and I love planning it and writing it. So the story, the the name of the story is Handmade Heaven, and it is, as you could have guessed, a heaven made by humans. Why is that, you ask? Well, basically, there was a normal Christian heaven, a normal earth, and normal Christian hell once. But one day, the heaven fell and crashed into the earth and kind of tore it down, and they both crashed into hell. So basically, there is no heaven, there is no earth or limbo. There's just hell and on the earth, or like under the earth, kind of, but it's sort of on the earth. And so the scientists, the human scientists, who got super like mutated and demonicized, by that time, they have created their own handmade heaven. Roll credits. And there were a few simulations before they made the big like final heaven of their own, because people were just, they were tired of the hot, fiery, rocky, like destroyed earth hell heaven thing they had. And so they wanted a nice simulation where they could escape to. And one of the test simulations is actually the one we will be starting in. The main character is Trinity Lee, and her sister Chen Li. And they will notice that their quote unquote world, their quote unquote heaven, is kind of off. Like they will notice glitches. They will notice like things that are off. And they will wonder, along with other characters, if this is real world or if they are dreaming or what is happening. And the thing that will break them is Trini will fall. Will become a fallen angel. She will fall into the regular world, and we'll see what it looks like. And she will talk with the scientists and discover that there is a new heaven, a better one. And she and her friends, she will talk the scientists into letting her into the new heaven, and her friends, and they will go through the 7 rings of heaven, each guarded by a different like heavenly virtue, who will be their own characters, obviously. And they will need to plead their case to the like court, I guess, but it's like it's an artificial court. It's not actual people. It's not even AI. It's just like kind of machine. And they will have to plead their case to be let in there. And along the way, Trini will see so many things that Chen is doing that are very good and like kind of godly almost. And she will try to put her sister in the position of the new god, because there is no god yet in this new simulated heaven. And yeah, that's all I can say without spoiling the story like crazy. I'm already spoiling it like crazy. So I'm going to end the Handmaid Heaven lore drop here. But I am very excited about this story. Like, stupid excited. um, so yeah, kind of Dante Inferno, but inverted because it's not hell, it's heaven. Um, but yeah, I kind of am in love with the story, and it will go into production once book one of Lemon's Beast Year is out. So yeah, let's go to the next one. Oh, you don't even know what's gonna hit you. Oh, Jesus Christ. So all right. Next one is Whispering or Whispering, whatever you want to call it. It's basically, it used to be a Danganronpa AU, but it is not anymore. But I don't have new names for the characters, so you'll have to bear with me by calling their Danganronpa counterparts as names. But it's basically the, how do I put this? The entire story is, the premise of the story is recovery. Recovery is hard, and it's not always linear. It's not like a health bar that just kind of rises. It's recovery is messy, and sometimes you fall or stumble, and there are hills and valleys and pits and setbacks, and that kind of things. Like, I almost every character in Whispering has some sort of like some sort of disorder or trauma or something they have to recover from, and like that's the main thing. Like, showing the ugly, the depressing, the deranged side of recovery. That is my goal with Whispering. The main family is the Hinakoma family, so Nagito, Hajime, and their three kids, Kokichi, Makoto, and Rantaro. Basically, so Hajime has what is it called? The double personalities, or no, dissociative identity disorder, as in there are multiple people in Hajime's head. The main person that other than Hajime mostly fronts is Kamakura, and the kids call him Uncle Kama. And then Nagito has SH, self harm, like thing, the disorder that he needs to heal from, but it's really hard for him. He also has an eating disorder, so like those are the two things that he has and he's trying to heal from. And then Kokichi, from being his child and seeing him all, like from the conception basically, with these problems, he kind of inherited those problems, and he struggles with them as well. And yeah, Rantaro, I don't think he doesn't have any like problems other than being confused about his gender. Makoto is like very very young, so he doesn't. He has what would I call it? Brain rot problem. Like, he's an iPad kid, even though his parents tried very hard to not have him always on the devices. But with Rantaro, it's like he doesn't have his own problem, but his boyfriend Korekio has been abused sexually. I'm sorry, emotionally by his sister. So like Rantaro helps him through the recovery of him, of his like trauma. And there are so many characters, so many both Danganronpa and non-Danganronpa characters that will appear in Whispering, and I think this will be my most controversial story. So this is third in line to be worked on from the original projects, because uh, I I think people will just hate me for it. So no matter if I portray it well or not. So I guess I digress. Let's go on to the next one. Next up is my oldest story, like older than Lemon's conception, like very very old. I didn't even have an internet connection when I first came up with it. Kind of old. It is called Timestamp, and it revolves mainly around the characters Vesper Arwen and Moonshine Spectra. Vesper is a human who ended up in the wrong world and can't go back, and Moonshine is a skeleton princess in said world. Ves is transmasculine. They are trans in a masculine way, and Moon is a very big lesbian. And at the beginning, Moon will have a crush on Ves, not knowing, like fully or accepting at the start that he is a man, mostly sometimes, like, and then later on there will be pretty early on there will be a scene where Vesper will reject Moon and tell her that he doesn't see her as a love interest, he sees her as a friend, as a best friend, and that is more important to him than being romantic partners. And then later on, there will be a scene where Vesper, when Moon finally sees Vesper as who he is, and she rejects him and says, "You are a man in my eyes. I cannot date you. Let's be friends forever." And yeah, I think that's really sweet. There are other characters also in Timestamp. Let me refresh my memory. Give me a second. The world that they live in and Vesper finds themselves in is called Sign Draft. The inhabitants call themselves Craftians or monsters. The latter is a name humans used for non-human Craftians, and it just stuck. The princesses of the four most important nations are Moonshine Spectra, Princess of Skeleton Slingshot, Skeletling for short. Moon is the only child, is very standoffish and always a few seconds away from punching somebody in the face. She's a warrior princess. She knows how to use every type of sword she could get her hands on, which swords in this world are outdated because they have guns, but she loves swords. She's a sword lesbian. She's very fast and agile, but terrible at feelings and small talk. Flat-chested and woman lover, has a secret lab in her castle's basement. Second is the Zombie Kingdom Princess Zina Zomina, Princess of Zomdom, the Zombie Kingdom. Z has a ton of younger siblings and cousins, and she helps take care of all of them, is the oldest of 13 children. She is very caring, gentle, soft, likes traditionally feminine things, cooks and bakes, and often daydreams about a future wedding, stitches herself back together. There's always stitches on her. All zombies have red patches of skin, red vitiligo, and she has it too. Actually really strong, can lift a car and not break a sweat. Next is Mo Momone, Princess of Grassland, a nation located in a dense jungle-like forest, generally a plant-based land. Mo is the youngest of 5 children and also the smallest. She's got animal legs like most of her kingdom and boots on her legs sometimes because she lacks paw pads on her feet, so she needs something to protect them. She's a tsundere and she gets angry and pouty very easily. She's very annoyable. And lastly is Oasis Enderakors, Princess of the End, an alien nation living on a moon-like natural satellite very close to Earth. Ender is an only child, is very tech-savvy, rebellious, and disappoints her parents on purpose. She's very much a rebel. Extremely tall compared to Earth monsters, average for an End folk. She's a trans girl, male to female, most likely has a meme page, likes to mess with people for fun, most often messes with Mo. That's what I have to say about the girlies for now. Um, yeah. Um, in in almost every like indie fantasy story, people end up like fighting God, and Timestamp is no different because Vess and the girls will have to fight literal incarnation of darkness taking over their land. So yeah, I'm losing my voice. I don't know if you can tell. So I'll end it here, but I will also tell you one last thing. Namely, that Vesper has latent powers. Not teleportation. What is it called? Dimension travel. They can travel through dimensions, but they can't control their powers very well yet. And yeah, they came from a world different than this one, and they cannot go back. They can travel to any of the other universes, but they cannot go back to their home. So that's basically a timestamp. I'm going to end the video before I lose my voice. And yeah, so this is the end of the video. I hope you liked it. I recorded the later portion of the video like 3 times, and I am losing my mind. But I hope you liked it. This is the end. Subscribe and like, and goodbye. What the fuck was that? I don't, bye.